What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. In this video, I want to talk about a couple of last things before we move on to the actual keepa.com website. All right. Up here in the top right of your Keepa graph area, or it's in all of them, it's in the track products, in the data, etc. But up here in the top right of the Keepa box, if you will, there are a bunch of hyperlinks. And the first one is going to be news. And if you click on this is going to take you to a page where Keepa rolls out its new features. Now you can see that there is not a ton of information here. They don't really roll out features quickly or anything like that. You can see the last one was back in June, but this is a really good place to just take a few minutes and check every, I don't know, month or two and just see if anything new has come out so that you can stay on top of what features are available. And every now and again, like when they rolled out the variation ratings history graph, things can be really, really important to your business, and a few other things. Yeah, every now and again, there'll just be a cool feature that they roll out. The next is support. This is not a place that I spend a ton of time, although you can see that I did recently post something in the forums, but you can learn a ton of information from the forums if used properly. Every now and again, you're going to get some folks who, are down in the mouth and irritated, things like that. That's just the way forums are, but there can be some really great information here. I always like to look at the latest tab to see what's going on most recently. You'll see right here is actually a question that I had, and Keepa is really, really good about answering questions, and the community is also really pretty good about answering questions as well. And then you can go into the news section, and you can also see some of the topics that have been talked about most recently. So can't see price history chart on several ASINs. This one, the last activity was 4 hours ago, and you can just kind of keep on top of what's going on. And then you can also dismiss all of these so that you'll be able to check these later on down the road. You can also change your preferences here so that you can see the things that are important to you. Okay, so make sure to take some time and make sure your preferences are the way that you want them for the forums. Next up, we've got manage price watches. This is going to take you to the tracking overview. We briefly discussed this and we talked about how to track things, etc. on Amazon. But this right here will allow you to come to your tracking overview, and you could get rid of these things or change them up any which way you might deem necessary. Next, we can go to Product Finder. This is going to take us to the Product Finder itself, which will allow us to go in and really get surgical with trying to find items that are on Amazon. We're going to be diving really, really deep into this page in a future video. This is going to be one of the videos that's probably the longest because there is so much information here. But this will take you right there if you want to take a look at it. Okay. Next up is the find related deals. This is going to take you to the deals page, but depending on the ASIN that you're on, when you click that button, you're going to see that it pulls up a few different things. So for example, this pulled up running and sports and fitness features. All right. And it pulled out all the deals that are happening in those subcategories because we were on a Nike Air Monarch shoe. Okay, and so we've got some other shoes here, we've got some clothing, etc. and so on. These items may not be items that you're going to do Amazon to Amazon flips with, but maybe you're looking for a deal on a pair of baseball shoes. Well, here you go. Here's a deal on a pair of baseball cleats. Okay. If we did this from another ASIN, let's say this toy over here, and we click find related deals, well, sure enough, it's going to go ahead and pull up action figures for us. And now we've got deals on these action figures. This actually might be a flip. If we look at it pretty closely, it looks like $53.99 is what Amazon was at. They're at $12.99 now. Maybe that's the price they're going to stay at, but maybe they are also going to be out of stock on this particular item. Looks like they've never really been in stock on it for very long or at all. So this is a potential flip, probably a little bit more little bit of a flip that's not going to be, it's going to be more speculative than anything, because we don't know if Amazon's going to stay in stock on this particular item forever. But you can find some cool deals just by going into the find related deals section. Now, the other thing we can take a look at is also the related best sellers. This is actually a great way to find things like rabbit trails. So for example, we were looking at Nike Men's Air Monarch, okay? But now we can go to the men's running shoes, and this is going to pull up the related best sellers for this particular item. You can see here we've got, I think, 100 rows. You can change this up to 500 or 1,000, etc. And you could go in and you could say, okay, well, I'm gonna look for these items and see if I can flip them on Amazon profitably. And you can even go in and use some things like the filters to weed out, say, Amazon selling on the item or, you know, sales price, things like that. And you can pull up all of these bestsellers and go out and source them. You can also pull up the 30-day average bestsellers, the 90-day, 180-day average, and there's a historical bestsellers here as well. And we're going to get into this when we go down the product bestsellers here in just a little while. All right. I don't think there's anything. Nope. One other thing is you can click on your username and it'll take you over to the notification section so that you can set up your email, set up your Telegram, web push notifications. Make sure you get the mobile app. You can manage your subscription, manage your account, manage the website, all in this particular area. And it takes you there just by clicking on your username on the Keepa box area. All right, so that's it. That is it for the Keepa graph. Next, we're going to be diving into the actual keepa.com website, and we're going to discover all the things that we can do inside of here. It's going to be a ton of fun and a ton of information, so make sure to get ready. I'll see you guys in the next video.